we have Elizabeth Maxwell, Cristina Vee, and Leah Clark coming up on stage. We would love to have them on the stage whenever they're ready. I think that's them. Is that you guys? Yes, please jump. Please come join us.
Right.
That's them. Yizzy,
I'm sorry. I was
way to
getting
kick their
excited.
spots. On the stage, I'm like, oh, it's just us. We're just bantering, waiting until the next group comes along. Hi, how's it going? Good, great.
So we should just pass this mic around and just leave that one alone.
I don't want to stand there.
Testing. This is the main one. That's your audience.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh, hi to you, too. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was saying hi.
So, guys, welcome to another installment of the Poke Tea Time panel. We are joined by Cristina Vee, Elizabeth Maxwell, and Leah Clark. Give a round of applause for these guys. Woo! So, we got Yizzy Pokemon right here and Dr. Applesauce. I'm going to give the mic over to Dr. Applesauce to conduct this panel.
Okay. Thank y'all so much
Are
for
you a
being
medical
here.
doctor?
So, for the record,
Yes.
I am not a real doctor,
Okay.
but there is another YouTuber that's running around here that is a real doctor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his name's Argos Anonymous. He's around here somewhere, but no. So, quick story. Since you asked, I'll let everybody know the story behind my online persona, Dr. Applesauce. So I'm 34. So 16 years ago, I was actually trying to be a pro gamer. I was a part of a clan. We were a team. We practiced the whole bit. And I wanted a name that people would remember when I absolutely destroyed them in Halo 3, which I did all the time. And I just picked Dr. Applesauce out of the air, and I've been Dr. Applesauce since then. And then I made a YouTube channel 3 years ago and have since gone full time, and that's the name I used. So, not a real doctor. I am an EMT though. So, if anybody
close enough.
gets hurt, I can help you until the real doctors get here. But thank y'all so much for being here. It's very cool to get to talk. So I watched a lot of the shows that y'all voice act in. So very, very fun, very, very cool. If y'all want to start us off, if you wouldn't mind just each of you introducing yourselves, letting everybody know who you are, and maybe what the role is that most people might recognize you from.
Hi, guys. I'm Elizabeth Maxwell, and I guess right now, if you're watching My Hero Academia, you would know me as Pro Hero Midnight. And I am Emir in Attack on Titan, and Caulifla and half of Kefla in Dragon Ball Super.
Hi, I'm Cristina Vee. I'm never going to get used to this whole mask microphone technique, but maskrophone. Right now, the show that I'm repping the most is probably Hunter x Hunter. I'm Killua, and Ladybug. I'm Ladybug.
You're a ladybug. I love it. Hi, I'm Leah Clark, and currently I'm in My Hero Academia as Himiko Toga. Oh, thank you. I'm also Kobayashi, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and Mavis from Fairy Tail. So
That's awesome.
And?
Very, very cool. So I have a couple questions, and I actually went to my social media channels and stuff to ask a few people questions that they would like to hear you guys answer. So these are actually questions from the community, from people that watch your shows, not just from me. And the first one, and this is one that a couple people asked, and people wanted to know, it says, if you have any, what are some unique challenges that you've faced as an anime voice actress that maybe you didn't anticipate, or people that enjoy your work wouldn't know about?
I had to take dialect coaching because I got a couple notes when I first started out. They're like, Cristina has an accent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, to me, no, but it's because I grew up in a Hispanic community, so I had some things that were getting kind of picked up from them. So I had to learn I went full British RP, we just crammed that in and then we worked back from there. But that was a big note that I used to get when I was first starting out. Yeah.
And here, I spent 8 months trying to learn how to do a Colombian accent.
Oh yeah?
Well, I did learn, not trying to learn. I did learn.
Challenges as an anime actress. I think sometimes Funimation specifically, the challenge is if you get a reoccurring role, like you kind of have to be in town every week if your character shows up, because they have to record you every week. So that's kind of hard. And if you're not there, then you got to take your equipment with you and set up under, a bed quilt or something. So that's
or a blanket or something to get that quiet vibe.
I think for me the biggest challenge has been vocal health, because there's a lot of yelling in anime, particularly if you're in Dragon Ball. So I had to put a lot of time and energy into kind of researching how to really stay healthy and not damage my voice or create permanent changes while still doing justice to the battle scenes and the characters and stuff. So that was definitely a big challenge.
That's very interesting. I have a lot of friends that are professional musicians, and so that's something that they obviously deal with regularly, and they'll have to take breaks and not sing for a while. I never even thought about specifically with anime and specific shows like you said, Dragon Ball Z, where there's a lot of shouting. Sometimes maybe that's all you're doing for a whole episode is shouting, right? I never thought about that. So do you have to take breaks sometimes, where you can't work, just to keep your vocal health, in good health?
Yeah, it kind of varies from project to project, but hydration is a big one. I now, and learning to set boundaries, because when I was first starting out, I just wanted to say yes to everything and be as available and amenable as I could. But I've kind of learned that if I know that I'm going into a day doing a really vocally stressful session, then I will say I won't do anything after that. Even if I have half a day still free, I won't take on other sessions, because trying to fill your day up with VO after you've already had a really tough, rough session just compounds the hurt. So
that makes a lot of sense, basically, and that's a good life lesson for everybody, learning to set boundaries and say no.
Boundaries are beautiful.
Yeah. A nice little proverb is, you are not responsible for how people react to the boundaries that you set.
I love that.
Because people will get mad at you.
Crisscross, Dr. Applesauce.
Okay, another question that some people in the community had is, a lot of people just want to know, what is your favorite part of being a voice actor? Obviously, this is a job that a lot of people have dreams and aspirations and want to do this, and a lot of people don't realize that you actually need to take acting lessons and stuff like that and actually be able to act. But for each of you specifically, what's your personal favorite part of getting to do this as your job?
I just think that it's really great that hopefully a lot of these shows will be around for a really long time. And for me, it's kind of cool that it's like any kind of work of art. You kind of hope that it outlives you. And so I feel like I'm just making and creating as much as I can, because I don't know, that's what I was thinking about when we were at Disney yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I just want to keep on doing this forever. Yeah, legacy.
Favorite part about voice acting, I think, is just kind of not being responsible for the physicality of the character is kind of cool. So you can just get in the mind of it and portray the personality and the feelings, and I think that's fun.
Yeah, and I still pursue on camera work. I do, films and commercials and stuff, but I did that for many years before I started doing voice acting, and there is a definitive freedom to doing voiceover and not being confined to what you look like, because that can be so frustrating. You can't do anything about that. You can dye your hair or whatever, but there's not a lot you can do with how you look. And so to be able to play so many different types of characters, boys, girls, animals, and have it, youngins, oldins, and to just not be limited to what I look like is a very beautiful thing.
That's really cool. That's a really interesting perspective. As you know, somebody that I'm personally on camera multiple times a week just on YouTube, but I have other friends that do YouTube as well, and like just the aspect of being on a video, people can be really, really brutal, and people can be really mean, and that's an interesting take, like just being able to be so many different people when it's just your voice, and you be an animal, or you can be a boy or a girl, or you have all these different roles and personas, and even like there's probably a little less pressure, like, okay, I have to do my vocal thing today. I don't have to, get all perfectly worried about how everybody's gonna think I look and all that good stuff. That's an interesting take. That's something I never would have thought about either.
I don't know about y'all, but like I record in my pajamas almost every day.
Yeah, there's definitely times when I record YouTube videos and I'm like, here, I'm great. And I'm like, I got pajamas on and no no socks below because you're just seeing from here and up. Okay, so I want to go ahead and open it up. We can take a couple questions from anybody watching. We can take 2 or 3. So if you have a question that you would specifically like to ask, raise your hand and Shiv will bring a mic over to you.
Corporal Kitty Cat.
Thank you. Christina, so my question's for you.
Yes.
I mean, I absolutely love your role as Darkness in Konosuba.
Thank you.
I mean, my favorite anime, I think one of the best, isekais that has been made, and of course you knock it out of the park with Darkness.
Thank you.
How do you transfer, or how do you, transition from going from a like a noble, upkept, like proper character as Darkness to her funny, her masochistic, her like perverted, her perverted bits. Like how do you do that?
How do my perverted bits? I don't know. I think I've never really been inhibited from like going like crazy in the booth. And I think that's why I get like that role and like characters who are like very, like, I don't know what the word is to describe them, but like they're like one way in 1 second, but then they quickly, dynamic characters. So I don't know how I do it, but I have a lot of fun.
Can we all hear some Darkness lines?
Oh man, there are children present. I would rather refrain from those, but I can just say, Kazuma, can I join your party, please?
Thank you so much, and
Thank
like
you.
I said, I hope to see your role again, and hopefully whatever the next Konosuba project is.
I have a question for you. What's your
Answer.
costume?
So it's just a slap together of what I happen to have.
Yes.
It's my issued Kevlar that I was given in Okinawa.
What?
Yeah. These are actually literally sold as tactical cat ears.
What?
Off of, I think it's Weapons Outfitters is the site. They're the only site that sells them. They're like Velcro. I actually stuck like these, these like Velcro stickers on the Kevlar itself.
Yeah.
X-Acto knife cut some slits like more into the cover. And here it is.
That's so cool.
And then I just happen to have, a bandana that, matches the Marine Corps MARPAT.
Yeah.
And just a thing of pins.
Nice.
Yeah, the tactical cat ears are a real thing. I have a buddy who runs a really large YouTube channel about self-defense, and he wears them on his range ear gear.
Why?
kidding.
What do they do?
What's that?
What are they used for?
They look cool.
Fair enough.
+2 to badassery, I guess.
Nice.
Really good question, man.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Hello, it's an honor to meet you, Leah Clark. I had a question, if you don't mind. I did want to relate to My Hero Academia. The question is this: how would Himiko Toko feel once she learned about a heroic boyfriend Izuku encounter with the hero killer Sting at Hosu City?
How would she feel about her what?
Her boyfriend Izuku encounter with the hero killer Sting at Hosu City.
Oh, how does she feel about it?
I think he might be referring to the fact that Himiko, she ingests the blood, and then Stain also did the same thing to Deku as well to paralyze Deku during that conflict. Was that what you're saying? How she would feel about that happening because she's crazy about Deku and she loves Deku? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was asking on how what Toku would feel about Izuku encounter Sting at Hosu City.
Right.
It happened on season 2.
Well, she would freak out about doing anything like Stain. So, I think that, yeah, she loves it.
I think she would be super jealous of Stain for doing that as well.
I see. So what you're saying that Toku will think out one season about her boyfriend encounter with Sting. I wasn't thinking something to because due to his battle with him in order to save Ia's life. And more importantly, Sting deemed Izuku worthy as a true hero. That's why the hero killer admired Izuku along with All Might, who he see as a true hero.
Cool.
Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah,
Very
thank
cool.
you.
Very good question.
Thanks for
Thank
watching.
you.
Hi, I have a question for Cristina about Hunter x Hunter.
Can you do me a favor? You have to speak really loud into that
I
microphone.
have a question for Cristina about Hunter x Hunter. So in the
Hello.
Chimera Park, hi, Kilo has some pretty emotional scenes,
Yes.
especially compared to the past, like 130 or so episodes. So I was
Yes.
wondering how you sort of transitioned into that mindset when you were voicing him. If it was a big transition for you.
I'm really lucky that I get to play a lot of emotional roles, we'll say. And for those, it's pretty easy for me. Of course, I don't believe in like, method acting or anything. But, you can always find some truth in like anything that a character is going through, even if it's like a crazy like fantasy thing that could never happen in real life. It's really easy to think like, I know what it feels like to be afraid to lose my friend or to have lost somebody. And I feel like with acting, because I've been doing it for so long now, it feels like a muscle. Like I can kind of just like do it, and it won't linger with me for the rest of the day or anything like that. It's easy for me to like act in a scene and feel like I'm truly bringing those emotions up and getting them out, and then I can be like, okay, great guys, thanks. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have time for one more question, unfortunately, everybody. So we'll be able to do one more question. I'm so sorry for everybody else that's in line. We want to respect these ladies' time so they can get back to doing everything else. I'm assuming y'all are going to go back and do more signings and stuff today. So if you missed out, you can go and get an autograph from them. But we'll have time for one more question, okay?
My lunch break is actually right after this panel, but I will be back to my table after that.
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, thank you so much on behalf of, I guess, everyone for being here. This question is for Cristina.
Hi.
Hi. What was your favorite episode of Miraculous to record and why?
My favorite episode of Miraculous so far is the season 4 finale. And I won't tell you why because it's spoilery. But I really like when we get to see the characters going through things they have to overcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome questions, guys. Everybody that came and asked questions, thank you so much. For those of y'all that didn't get to ask your questions, we apologize. Elizabeth, Cristina, Leah, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day. We know y'all are very, very busy today.
Thank you.
For me personally, as a massive anime fan, I've been an anime fan for 20 years. I used to get made fun of when I was in school for being an anime fan. Like literally when people would pick on kids for being an anime fan, and now it's like popular to be a fan of anime. It's a really cool moment for me to go from that to get to be at a point where I get to interview some of y'all and talk to y'all. So for me personally, really, really cool experience. Thank y'all so much for coming and talking with everybody.
Thank you.
All right.